Yo, 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 yo. Am I live or yo, yo? Okay. Sounds like I'm live. So I want to use the next, let's say 1 hour or 1 hour plus to finish up this building, basically. So I want to add the top of this, right? Add the top, and then after adding the top, I want to add maybe a bit more detail, just details around to make the whole building come alive. Because right now it still feels like okay, it's not there. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take let me isolate this one first, and kind of need this entire thing like this, right? So I'm going to select this down to this, select this down to this. So that's cool. I'll shift D on that. P to separate that selection. Go back into object mode, and now we have the object, so I can GZ that object to the top and maybe remove the array on that, basically. So right now, I can call back all the other meshes that was hidden earlier. I'm going to pin this to here, and this is just what I want to just model this, then the red signature roof, and that will be all for this building. Then I'll just go in and add more detail. Right, so right here I would SY0, and right here I can GZ, right? So in order to model this, I feel like all of these lines I just have going on like this, I probably should reduce some of it, because yeah, it might not be useful, because I need to lay new loop cuts. You know what? Oh, can I shift G and oh man. Dissolve. Dissolve. Oh, do I need to? Dissolve. Let's do this one. All the way down here, dissolve. So we're going to do this too. Dissolve. Then this, I'll dissolve. Okay, so we are back to a clean slate. So you see this our reference. The reason why it's not looking correct is that the flaws that was generated by the AI is not to 20. But the actual number of flaws in this building is 20. So I need to, in order to get this part, I'm going to move this reference just up a little bit to this point, right? So I can select this. I'm going to reset origin to geometry. Then right here, I can select this and extrude on the Z, or just extrude basically. It's already constrained to the Z normally, right? Then right here, I'll select all of this and extrude further. Okay, so that's good. I need to start adding loops that would give me the shape that I want. Or the shapes that I want rather. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring this here. And then I'll bring this around here. Then I would select all of these faces. What I want to do with them is extrude them forward a little bit. I'm going to apply scale. And the extrude inward, I noticed that for most of the building, I need to go back to adjust it. The extrusion inward is just too much. It's too much. Even the extrusion outward too seems to be a little too much. So I'm going to go back to do something like this. Okay, so I can link materials. This is going to be glass. That's cool. Next up, I will do some of this right here. Add one right here, one right here. So you see this? I'm going to extrude forward. Something to show that there's some kind of a pillar down there. So I'm just going to extrude this forward a little bit. This is not glass. Oh, whoa, okay. This part isn't no glass. That looks like a balcony actually. So I'm going to G while I move this in, and I'm going to create a little bit of a balcony. So the balcony is going to be, no, I'm going to select from the already existing mesh, and I'll shift D, Y, bring this forward. Can SZ on that, GZ. I probably should even bring the human to this point to know how much of this I should be selecting. So right at this point, I want to duplicate one of our humans. Wow. Shift D. I'm going to bring cursor around here and move selection to cursor. So this balcony needs to come down a little more, just like so. This looks something like this. Let me see. Okay, it's like a glass, a mixture of a glass and a railing. So we have something like this. GC. So all of this would be selected, and I'll bevel this and extrude just like so. Extrude a little bit. I think I'm going to add one more here. SZ0 GZ, so I can select this and extrude. And then we can extrude. So I think I'm going to start with metal texture. For this, I'm going to go to textures. I'm going to do metal. As a matter of fact, maybe I want to even create that myself, but let's do this instead. Nope. Okay. So I can cube UV, scale that all the way up. Then I would go to my shade editor and balance that color out. Color ramp. Yeah, looking at something like this. And then these parts are going to be glass. New. And then I'm going to assign the material. So that's cool. Let's go on. I want to, you see this arch window right here? I think I just want to do that. I want to quickly do that. So I'm going to bring in a cube right around here. GZ up to this point. Right here, I can GZ up to here. Then I'll select these two edges, apply scale, and then bevel, just like so. I think that bevel is right. And then I'll select all of that and measure by distance. So right around here, I want to join both. And right around here, I want to start adding, just basically adding loops to this. Right here, I want to add here, and then add here. So we have that. I think the next kind of loop I'm going to add is just joining this like so. J right here, J, and then J. And then this, I'm just going to use my knife tool to cut out this shape. One. I'll need to relax this. Oh, nope. Wow. All right, so let's do. Okay, I'm going to do this one. Right. Space. Relax. And then right here we'll do something like this. Okay, so all of the edges. So I think all of the faces I'm going to select first. I don't think I'm going to go with the edge. All of the faces, just like so, are going to be selected. I think this, I'm going to dissolve these edges into a face. So I can select all of this, right? Then I can apply scale, insert individually. But I think I want to extrude once first, insert individually, and then extrude inward. So the material I'm going to be looking for is this right here. So I'm going to select this second and then link material. So this, oh, you know what, let me just add glass to this first. And then invert that. The second material is going to be this rusty material. So that's cool. I feel like this should insert properly. It should insert perfectly into the space. So I'm going to select this, separate that selection, and then without our boolean into that space. Fill, scale, extrude in, right? Select the big box. And then create a difference. Is there a hole there? Okay, I'm going to go to the cutter and isolate it because I feel like I need to add a bit more vertex to this, make it rounder basically. Okay, so I'm going to apply that boolean, delete that boolean object, and then gy in. That's cool. Right here, I'm going to add in, if I add in the bevel, let me see, because I want to add in, I want to see if it's no, 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 no. This is too low poly for what I'm trying to achieve. So how can I make this high poly? Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this low. But leaving this low poly is just, it's going to show. It's going to show, man. What am I going to do? Can I scale this? I select all of this face. Shift D, separate that selection. And then isolate that. Fill this face, fill this. Fill both faces. First, select this and then bevel that, right? Then I'll add this. So let's see. Can I increase this to be like the outer casing and SY? Just basically cheat this a little bit. Oh, it's not still working, bro. Like, you know what? I'm leaving this like this. Okay. So on to the next. I think the next thing to actually work on would be. Oh my god. Mm. Okay. Apply. Delete. A lot of cleanup to happen here. There's a lot of cleanup to happen right here. So let's just let's just do the cleanup. I think I can join this. One, two. Okay. Okay. Next stop. I think I just want to fix in that red thingy. So that red stuff, I think I already have space for it. So I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to shift D on that, separate that selection. And then you see all these other extras. I probably don't even need them. So I'm going to dissolve this and then extrude along normals. The normals are wonky, so I'm going to recalculate normals, then extrude along normals like so. So from the top view, I'm going to SY0. I think this also SY right here, SY0 here too. So that's cool. So I think next steps right now would be to model the logo SY0. Can model the logo from right here, or is there an SVG for UBA logo? Let me check. An SVG for UBA logo. Oh, someone just mentioned something. I just saw a comment, MIT, and I think you're correct. Like using a sphere for the archway. Yeah, I think that would have worked, bro. That would have worked. If I use a sphere for the top part. Hmm. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct, actually. That would have worked. But I'm way past that right now, man. I just want to just get done with it and turn off until later in the day where I would be streaming again. But yeah, thank you so much for that. Like, I think that would have been a great solution for this. MT works. Shout out to you. Okay. So all of these writings gone. All I need is this, but extruded. Okay. So I can join and copy this to the normal file. So I want to paste that right here. Set origin to geometry. Bring that right here, RX90. And GX. I'll scale this, and that's cool. I think I should probably add a color to the top of this because I feel like that's one of the most distinctive feature of the building. Uh, so I'm going to turn this to green. Shader editor. To red. Hue saturation, or maybe a mixed color actually. Okay. The UBA logo. Like, why can't I select this now? Ah, one more. GY. Then change to principal BSTF. And I think that will be good for that. So these two stairs, I would like to connect it, but I don't just know how, bro. Like this and this. Well, this is wrong for this stair. Can I shift D around here, then rotate this G, and then SXX. Hmm. Oh man, what am I going to do for this part? Hmm. Okay. Assign glass. That's cool. I think I need to do the same for this right here. Um, apply mirror and then add a new material. Cool. Apply mirror. I'm going to add in a new material. That's this. Same will go with this. Add in a new material. But this right here, I'm going to make this black, and then the second is going to be, let's say, black but a little more roughness. The outside one, I will add more roughness to that. Okay. For this, I think I should cube project, just scale that up. For all of this, I would use no, not the red metal. I'll use this rusty metal. I need to turn up the metallic on this one a little bit. Yeah. Where is the logo? GY. Yeah. I need to also feature that logo down here. So that logo I can shift D and bring down to the spots and scale down. So this is going to be having a different material, but red. So with this, I can GY bring this out, front facing, just like so. So that's cool. Yeah. Aside from figuring out a way to cover this space, I think I'm pretty much done with this. Then this side too. I need to link these materials. And then this. I don't think this even needs a stair. Doesn't need a staircase. Like, delete vertices. Like, it's done putting a staircase there. Can I flip this? Nope. So maybe I should select this and add in the glass myself. Assign. Oh my god. So this glass that are transparent like this is not right at all. Like, I need to look for a material that is not as transparent but also reflective. Let me just quickly check the stream. Make sure I'm good on that end, and then we continue. Let me just quickly check the stream. Make sure I'm good on that end, and then we continue. Let me just quickly check the stream. Make sure I'm good on that end, and then we continue. So this glass, I need to rethink my approach to the glass texture. Hmm. Okay. I prefer this actually. Okay. Extrude. I'm looking at these parts and you might think it's not visible, but boy, is it over visible, self? What if I add in a bevel here? This inclusive. then adding a bevel here. So is there a way I can control my subdivision to just affect only those parts, those weights? Is there a way I can do that? Oh man. Oh, oh, how can I turn this to high poly now without? Can I do this? Then adjust manually. Then do something like this. Yeah, it could look rounder. Okay. Yep, I'm not mad at that. Nice. Nice, 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 nice solve. Um so something I think that is lacking in the building is there's no dirt. Like I want to bring in an ambient occlusion and just try to see if I can catch as many crevices as I can. Color ramp. The way I can model this off with a noise texture. Um, So this is just going to be a darker color. Okay. This is too repetitive though, like I'm not seeing the distortion I'm looking for. Oh, what's going on? Oh, mm, I think I need to do a little more modeling. For example, this part it needs a railing, so I'm going to bring in, let's say, a plane RY90, scale down, and I can G to this point. GZ this, I think, down right here is cool. I can bring this around here. GZ. Bring in a wireframe. That's cool. I'm going to shift the X. RY90 scale down. GZ. GY. I'm thinking of the door in here. I don't know if that is important. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. I would just pack the file and the stream, and I'll be back on later in the day to do a little bit more modeling. So that is about it, guys. Let me just quickly check the stream. Just quickly check the stream. All right, looks like I'm all good on here. So yeah, that's it, guys. So long, and until I see you guys in the next one. It's peace.